Namaste Angels. This is going to be a client reading for one of my original clients, apparently. Somebody who's been watching me since 2016, but this is the first time for which I'll be reading for her. I don't know anything about her other than some like minor details that she shared with me, and we're going to jump right into it. Okay, let me say this first. So, I'm fighting with YouTube. I mean, like literally back and forth, emails back and forth. We're arguing, because I've been having trouble again uploading videos and stuff like that. So then I learned that my daughter had bought me this new deck. So I said, let me stop fighting and trying to get these client readings up and hold off for hers and until the new deck comes. Then it was late. So it's longer than I had anticipated, but it's here. And she'll be the first reading for which I use it. And then I'm going to use it for, I guess, the moon reading. The Libra new moon reading, full moon reading, rather. I'll use it for that, too. So, out of this new deck, it's called Twin Flame something. What did I do with the box? See, I already did something crazy with the box. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Twin Flame Oracle. A 77-card Oracle deck. So we'll see. We'll see what we get from here. But starting with this card called Community, and as soon as I landed on it, I heard like it takes a village to raise a child. And she did mention, like I said in the minor details, she did mention something about taking her kids like out of regular school and putting them in homeschool. So that could be what it's about. I mean, maybe she's going to get some extra support with that she hadn't anticipated too. You know, maybe some other people will chime in and help her with teaching the homeschool or, you know, providing the kids with some other sort of, you know, knowledge, awareness, like after school, extracurricular or something. Friendship, fun, a light heart. Enjoy downtime with friends and family. Also, I think she mentioned that her ex-husband was coming to help her with the kids too. So that could be what it's about also. Like the whole community coming together to all work on something. And then it could have, you know, be some of these meanings as well. You know, making new friends. When it's springtime, you're out, you know, you meet people, have fun. And it is a good time to really just sort of lighten your load emotionally. Going for a walk, you know, nice weather enough to walk or to sit outside, be with the earth, take some downtime with friends and family. So the next card, also upright, is Mystery, Magic, Intrigue, Suspense. You're entering unknown territory. And I think that's appropriate for her too, because she did, you know, share, like I said, some minor details about, did I call him the ex-husband? About, yeah, breaking up with the husband, you know, like officially parting ways. So they're like separated and maybe getting legally separated or divorced or something. So that could be a new path. It sounds like this is, you know, from this, it would be a very positive one, right? Magic, intrigue, suspense, and entering unknown territory. And then we have blessings, protection, attention, love. Your guides are always with you. So even on this new path, you know, that there can be fear of the unknown, right? Sometimes we're going into something new. We don't know what's on the other side. And that can cause us to become afraid, even when it's unnecessary. Sometimes when you finally get to the other side, you see it's all flowers and, right, lollipops and what was I afraid of? But going into it, when you can't see that, it can be frightening. Oh, maybe there's, you know, a bear on the other side, a monster. Like the Wizard of Oz, right? Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. But even if that was the case, she'd be fine because of this protection, attention, love that her guides, her angels are providing her with. Always with you. And then this is the last one that's upright. It's called Fertility. So this is all about new beginnings too, and growth. And it's very positive. So just in these 4 cards, I think we're saying that, you know, whatever experiences you're having, you know, in your environment and within your community, with the people, places and things with which you're surrounded, you know, whether it's familiar or unfamiliar, right? That you haven't just yet to be discovered territory for you, that you should be confident, you should be fearless, you should be brave, and just go right into it because you're supported, you're protected. So that's really nice. And it will be a positive outcome for you. Well, there'll be growth, fresh ideas, manifesting, growth. Yeah. Plant your seed is what it says. So that's that deck. No, with this one, remember I said maybe there'd be some sort of other extracurricular activity? I just saw something. Well, we started with music. And that could possibly be the extracurricular activity. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. Maybe for children, because as I was picking up the cards, I saw one that said children. Maybe I don't know if it's like one of the next upright cards, so you'll get to see it, or if it was further down, but we'll see in a second. But even if we don't see it together, I saw it. And as soon as I did, I thought, maybe the music is the connection to the children, extracurricular. So that could be something that they're interested in, or that, you begin to teach them, or they begin to learn in some capacity, or to grow if they already know it, to practice. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. Then we have light and love. Oh, here's the children card. Light and love. Your purpose is to bring divine healing light and love to this world. Oh, that's beautiful. And then children. And then in the children card, there's more music. We have this angel playing a flute. So I am, again, seeing a connection between the children and the music. I don't know. That could go a few different ways. Your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. So whether it has to do with music or not, that's an important message. And then we have artists. So maybe it will be through some form of creativity that teaching and healing comes, whether it's music or drawing or singing or dancing or combinations of those or whatever. Engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career, and also to every other area of your life, it says. Modern Witch Tarot deck, 8 of Cups in reverse. This is about walking away from a situation, deciding to take a new path, to go in a new direction. And again, I think in the minor details and in what we've seen just now so far in the cards, that's, clearly what's happening with you. This is very positive too. It's upright. So you only got one reverse card that we're starting with for you. The next card is the upright one, but it's the High Priestess. So I think this has meaning for you as well. High Priestess in terms of zodiac is a Gemini. Sometimes a water sign in traditional tarot practice too. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and even more important than that is super intuitive. And not only intuitive, she uses all like the wits, her wits. So whether it is intelligence, common sense, street smarts, wisdom, something that's handed down generation, whatever it is, going on the computer, doing research, Google, she uses all this information in order to make a decision, to decide what her next move is. And so she's very calculated in that way. And she usually doesn't tell people, really. Especially in those times when she's uncertain, like, what should I do? Okay, let me think about this. When she decides what should I do thing is, she usually doesn't tell anybody what it is, until she's actually doing it or done it. So with the angel and animal tarots, starting with the 5 of Pentacles, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. This can also have other meanings for me too. So usually it's more about fears about money than it is about not really having any. And maybe you have, the fear is coming from a place of temporary lack, but all things are temporary, right? Nothing is permanent in this life or, in this planet. Everything has a expiration. So we're never permanently out of money. But a temporary lack can make us fear, continued lack. It's usually nothing to fear, and it's something that we should, consciously work to not focus on, because that kind of thinking, negative thinking, can cause like self-fulfilling prophecies. Like if you think you're broke, you'll be broke. You think you're rich, you think you're currently constantly manifesting. You think the universe or God always provides for you, then that's the truth. We sort of create our own reality. The next card is also a 5. It is the 5 of Swords in reverse, followed by Major Arcana card, the Star, which most directly represents the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius. What do I want to say about Aquarius? Saturn is currently there. That's a huge transit, actually. Saturn having moved into Aquarius, because Saturn is Aquarius's ancient ruler, esoteric ruler. So Saturn will force us to let go of a bunch of stuff that's no longer serving us. So we'll help you with this, separation, this move, whatever this, represents for you, walking away from something, with the 8 of Cups in reverse. So I think for you, we're going to use this new deck first. I'll give it a little shuffle. Oh, goodness. Mirroring, forgive, family. Those are the cards that I'm open to. And we have this overall energy of fear. So again, this is similar energy to what we were just looking at with the 5 of Pentacles. The next card is in reverse. It's called Compromise. It's kind of a similar looking card, kind of. Anyway, darkness, hesitation, insecurity. Know that you are protected. So this is the second message that you're getting that says you're protected. Like there's no reason for you to be fearful. Let's look at your husband or ex-husband with this first crossbred, your situation with him, beginning with recent past. So we've got surrender. It was in reverse. Surrender, detach, trust, free fall, have faith that all will be well. So we know surrender is all about letting go. I mentioned that it was in reverse, but I don't think there are any reversals, truly in this deck. I think all the cards are meant to be upright. The next one is cycles, momentum, force, life cycles. Stay grounded in the now. So far, these two definitely seem to be speaking of something like through which through which you're going, surrendering, letting go, moving on, and it's all about phases, cycles of life. Like the Lion King, right? The circle of life. We just all keep going. This is normal, and this is union. So it's the next cycle for your union, the next phase. There is some form potentially of reconciliation that happens. You could decide to stay together. I don't know. Or even walking away. You could walk away as, friends or better friends, because there's an eternal love there. It says your time has come. So that could go either way too, right? Recent past. Near future. Is this in view? Okay, I want to make sure. Near future. Ego, pride, jealousy, self-preservation, walls. Let your guard down. That could apply to either one or both of you. Then we have fertility, right? Again, the fresh ideas, manifesting, growth. It's time to plant seeds. So we're starting something fresh, starting something anew. And the blessings are also back. protection, attention, and love. Your guides are always with you. So through whatever it is you guys are going, there is support. Message from your highest self. Creativity, inspiration, productivity, creation. Bring out the greatness within. This could be tied to music. This could be tied to what we saw before with the creativity card from the other deck. And also, here crossing the fertility and the new beginnings and the planting of seeds, just growth, starting something new, building, starting from where you're at. Your higher self also wants you to be aware of possible deception, mask, illusion, duplicity. Look beyond the superficial. And this is with regard to the husband or ex-husband. And big goals. Career, business, success. Claim your place in the world. We do have it here partnered with the creativity. So again, maybe through some sort of creative means, using your hands, using your, artistic prowess, and so some sort of like parlaying that into a job or business for yourself. 3D life. Travel, movement, meeting, adventure. Be ready for new experiences. Fifth dimension, intuitive communication. You are connected at the soul level. So this doesn't have to necessarily mean with him, possibly because if he's there with you in the 3D, you're possibly communicating with somebody else in the 5D. With somebody else with whom you are connected at the soul level. And solitude, retreat, introspection, silence, go deep within yourself. So some thinking, some self-work, clearing. I said clearing. A male certificate fell down. I don't know what that means. At the heart of the matter, separation. No contact. 5D, dreams, nightmares. Focus on your own happiness, it says. So, sometimes when we act, when we do things in our life, it's like more for somebody else than for ourselves. It's for our children. It's for our mate. It's for our friends. It's for our parents. It's for our siblings. It's for, our coworkers. It's for our former mates or whatever. And just always putting ourselves, at least second best, and not often first. So this is telling you, like, even if somebody else's feelings get hurt, in this case, maybe your husband or your ex-husband, you still have to do what's best for you and what provides you with happiness, and not concern yourself with that. It's prioritizing you. Because self-worth, yes, exactly. This is the heart of the matter. I think the cards couldn't be any better. Separation, self-worth, value, self-esteem, confidence. Be empowered by valuing yourself. Again, this is what I was just saying, prioritizing yourself. And third, you have alone, abandoned, lonely, lost, but the divine is with you. So I think that was a clear message of what is happening and does in fact need to happen. So hopefully it's like a confirmation for you with the husband or ex-husband. So now we will put these in here and take a peek, I guess, next at the ex-boyfriend. Just putting these in random places, and then we'll shuffle again. So right away opens again to that self-worth card. And forgive, just like when I was shuffling for the husband. Hesitation. Past heartbreak, broken trust. You're afraid to move forward. Let's do one more. Karmic partner. Conventional relationship, duty, bound by societal conventions. I mean, those cards may be saying all we need to say about the ex-boyfriend, but I'll go ahead and do the cross for him anyway. Runner. Escape from emotion and confusion. On the run. And the next card is in reverse. It is separation. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay. Recent past. Outcome. Results. Conclusion. Ending. You will get resolution. Memories. Nostalgia. Repetition. Attachment. Reliving the past. Let it go. Rise above. Drama. Obstacles. Pettiness. Find the strength to rise. Near future. Control. Stagnation. Dilution. Release the need to control situations and just instead let them flow. Right? Let yourself free fall and fly. Beliefs. Similar or clashing belief systems can bring you together or keep you apart. And appreciate. Your twin appreciates you. See the blessings and practice appreciation. Crowning, or your message from your higher self. Sacred space. So I guess you're meant to create a sacred space, perhaps. Altar, prayer, candles. Commune with your own divinity. A place where you can just, be at peace and with your thoughts and talking to the universe, God, your angels, whatever it is in which you believe. Inner child. Playful, happy. Enjoy the present moment and live life to the fullest. And creativity again in the same placement. Message from the higher self. Inspiration, productivity, creation. Bring out the greatness within. 3D life. Winter. You feel out in the cold. Your answers arrive in winter. Soulmate. It was in reverse. I'm just mentioning it. Again, there's no reversals in this deck, though. Compatibility. Companionship. Your best life partner. And unawakened. Unaware. 3D. This is the 3D placement, and the 3D card came up. Unaware. 3D. Ego. Darkness. Your twin flame is not ready yet. The heart of the matter with the ex-boyfriend, we have mystery, magic, intrigue, suspense. You're entering unknown territory. Fertility, fresh ideas, manifest, growth, plant your seeds. That doesn't mean you have to be starting something new with him. It could mean, like growth from a lesson, growth from having manifested some sort of new abundance that leads you in a different direction as well. So you'll know what it means for you. And divine timing, which could be winter, with winter sitting here underneath divine timing. And actually in this picture, is this snow? Are those trees covered in snow? I think this is a picture of winter as well. So something happens in the wintertime with this connection. Something that I think will be noticeable and notable, even if just energetic. I think it'll be, if it's just energetic, it'll be jarring enough where you realize that there's some sort of shift or something happening. Patience, perseverance, peace. Trust that the divine knows when. And based on what you shared with me about him, or you together, the two of you, your connection, so maybe there'll be different circumstances come wintertime. And now let's look at, runner goes well with this too, with this unawakened. Let's take a look at this current connection, new friend, uncommitted relationship, right? Outcome. Ooh. Summer. It's time to see the sunny side. Your answers arrive in summer with this other one. Also home. Cozy, warm, secure. You feel at home with each other. Blessings. Let's do one more. Potential. Fulfillment, risk, achievement. Your potential is limitless. And we have outcome. Results, conclusion, ending. You will get resolution. Recent past. Starting in reverse. Journal. Write. Process. Contemplate. Understand your sacred journey. Alone. Abandoned. Lonely. Lost. The divine is with you. I think that's probably the lack of commitment, in the way it can feel as if we're alone sometimes when we're in an uncommitted relationship or situationship. Then we have material world, money, career, status, third dimension, make your mark. So it's like what you're dealing with, that there's other stuff happening too. Like it's like life is happening also at the same time that you're dealing with, which, we know is true. It's true for all of us. Near future, destruction. Ooh, tower moment, unexpected change, new opportunities. Doesn't have to be negative, although this looks sort of desolate. But then I see the light on the horizon too. So even though it's called destruction, sometimes things have to be torn down so that they can be rebuilt better. Denial. Repressed emotions, rejection, unable to see below the surface. So like a superficial energy. Some type of soulmate, however, compatibility, companionship. There's a potential denial of the connection though, and rejection. Message from the higher self. We have big goals, career, business, success, claim your place in the world. This showed up in this placement before too. It is this time paired with sacred space, altar, prayer, candles, commune with your own divinity. This too showed up in this placement in the last spread. And lastly, creativity, also in this placement yet again. Inspiration, productivity, creation, bring out the greatness within. You saw me shuffle each time. So those cards are meant to be up there again. 3D life with this one. We have travel again. This is in the same placement too. Movement, meeting, adventure. Be ready for new experiences. Regret, remorse, life regrets, loss. Start making empowered choices. And fertility. Fresh ideas, manifest, growth, plant your seeds. This too showing up again. It was in this placement before, at least one of the times. At the heart of the matter with your current friend. Observe. Social media, fascination, curiosity, watching from a distance. This looks like a man's hand though. Yeah, this is a man's body. He's the one observing. So your friend could be watching you like on social media or trying to spy, maybe look through your phone or something. Could be happening. We did have that Aquarius card pop up before, the star, which can sometimes be about that too. Aquarius energy is about like, online texting, online dating, all this sorts of thing. And it can be about, watching people, sort of spying online. Or again, like going through the phone, reading your messages, stuff like that. So just be aware of that. And that involves some sort of control in doing that. Control, stagnation, delusion. Release the need to control situations. Hidden path. Detour. Slow down. Explore. And maybe go in a new direction. And that's what we have for him. So I'll put these back in here now. And then we'll go to one of the other decks. $77 cards, and we saw like the same couple cards over and over again for you. I mean, the energy is the energy, right? We can't change it. Card most directly representing you, we have Judgment in reverse. Surrounding energy, close friends, co-workers, family members. Two of Pentacles, also in reverse. Work and finance, Seven of Swords. I'm gonna have to push this back a little in order for you to see everything. Love and relationship. Nine of Swords in reverse. Physical health. Tower. Spiritual health. The King of Swords in reverse. King of Swords, possibly that Aquarius energy again popping up. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. He too is in reverse. All right, so we talked about the Eight of Cups, I think, a bit. So let's go to Judgment in reverse, the card that most directly represents you. And this card, whether it's in reverse or upright, even in reverse, it's still very much, or can be very much about decisions or judgments and jumping to conclusions and making decisions, too quickly, too hastily. So the warning is, if you feel like you're prone to things like that, maybe rushing into stuff, then this is a clear signal to slow down. And we just saw that on one of the other cards. One of the other cards said, slow down. I don't remember which one it was, because again, I just got that deck, and you're the first person on whom I've used it, so I don't remember which card is which. But I know I just read the words slow down a moment ago. And so I think that is crossing over into this message, and it's saying, like, take some time to take, how they say, like, take account, take inventory, right? And like pay closer attention, maybe do some pros and cons and weighing of options before you make decisions or judgments about different things. Card can also be about spiritual awakening, like a real time of going through, maybe experiencing some karmic lessons, some growth, which we also saw in the previous spreads. And judgment for me is a card that's about abundance that's earned. So there's always a blessing, as far as I'm concerned, that's contained with judgment, whether it's upright or reverse. Like something is paying off, some karmic completion, some work that you've done, effort that you've put out there, is paying off in some way, whether that is in the form of, like new wisdom or some other form of abundance, love, money, whatever, recognition, accolades. That's what you're getting with this. So moving on to the Two of Pentacles, which is in the position of your surrounding energy. So having to do with close friends, family members, mates, love interests, co-workers, like all those sorts of things. This can be a card about like juggling and just having a lot to do, having a lot on your plate, and suggesting that maybe you need a break. So this can be, even though it's in your the placement of your surrounding energy, this can be you in terms of dealing with these other people and these other things. You got too much, or you could have somebody or a few somebodies, more than one somebody in your surrounding energy who is dealing with this sort of thing and with this sort of energy and feeling this way, and maybe comes to you for help, or in some way, like it indirectly, at least, if not directly, affects you, impacts you, that this other person just has so much on their plate and so much that they're going through. But I'm sort of feeling that even though it's in the placement of surrounding energy, so like other people, that it's you in your dealings with these other people who is the one who's feeling, maybe overwhelmed. And if you are feeling like, like this is all too much, like I can't deal, with all these things that are on my plate, then it's important to pay attention to those feelings and to get help if you need it. And this could be where that community card comes in. Because remember I said, right away, when I looked at the community card, I heard like it takes a village to raise a child, like, and I just pictured like support coming in, and help coming in. So that could be what that's about. And maybe somebody that can just give you like, a moment to yourself, like take a breather, if the husband or ex-husband or a friend or whoever is dealing with the kids, maybe you get to take a nap or something. It can be as simple as that, or maybe it can be, maybe a little larger. Maybe you go for away for a whole weekend or whatever, a whole night or whatever it is. I think you get the idea. So moving on to work and finance, we have the Seven of Swords, and this is a card that can also be like one of the cards that we saw a few moments ago. So this one says, like in the context of your work, that maybe your employer or investor, somebody like in whom you would be dependent in the context of your work, or maybe somebody who's interested in giving you an opportunity, somebody just watching you very closely. And so you want to make sure that your work remains, like as best as you're putting out your best product. Try not to get involved in like work politics if you do work in like in an office situation or a situation with other people. And if they have, those sorts of things going on, drama at work, you try to steer clear of it. If you're looking for work, then don't avoid or hesitate speaking to people that or that you've worked with maybe in the past. Like they may have some ideas for you, or we're hiring down at my place. Why don't you come down? I know you. I'll put in a word for you, or something like that. Take advantage of those opportunities if you're seeking employment. In terms of finances, not necessarily tied to your job, this is definitely not the time to like gamble or to loan anybody money. If you do feel so compelled to do either, make sure you're only doing it with what you can spare, and not what you need. Like, don't loan somebody your rent money because they may not pay you back in time, and you got the idea. Um, and with the Seven of Swords, even upright, it's possible that this gamble will be a loss. So you definitely don't want to put money that you need out there. Nor do you want to sacrifice integrity for money. That can come into play too with this card. So it's like prioritizing your self-esteem and like your spiritual well-being above everything else. So this may be tied to the last spreads that we saw too, and like the self-worth and all those things. So we're talking about finances and worth, right? Somebody's like your net worth, but it might not be just monetary. It might be like net worth in terms of spirituality and, again, integrity, like who you are as a person at your core. So we want to be wary of anything like that. Love and relationship. Not the most exciting card for this placement. Nine of Swords in reverse. When it comes up, you gotta like think about, and this is like really thinking about, like deep thinking, deep thought about what's happening with an existing relationship that you have. I mean, we just went over 3 potential, things that this can be related to. Maybe it's related to all 3. We're really putting some thought into them. And if you feel that your partner or love interest or whatever connection has been dishonest with you, this is definitely a good time to check into it. So maybe you'll be the one going through the phone or, looking over the other person's shoulder or whatever and trying to spy. Observing. That's what the card called it, I think. Observing. Maybe you'll be the one doing that. So I know you already have these connections. But if you're also looking for love or, just maybe hoping more intently for love or an actual commitment out of the uncommitted relationship, for example, then the guidance with with the Nine of Swords in reverse in a general sense as it relates to love is about, getting to know people like genuinely, taking the time to really get to know them. For a single person, maybe just getting to know, meeting new people also, like add that to the list and then really getting to know them. And, because when the card shows up, it can sometimes signify that you are going to, or maybe you already have, come up against someone who's just out like for a good time and nothing more. And, sometimes that's what these uncommitted relationships are about. Sometimes doesn't mean the person doesn't care about you, whatever. Some people don't want to be committed, or don't want to be committed right now, or whatever it is, or just feel like they can't be. They got other stuff going on that you don't know. Maybe that's why you got to get to know the people. Yeah. The card can be about distrust too, and sometimes as it relates to that, some of these people that are out for just a good time are really good at telling people what they want to hear too. So again, I'm not suggesting that that's what this person that you're dealing with is about, but it's one of the potential meanings of the card. So if you do feel that could be what they're about, you're made aware, and just trust your gut. High Priestess, right? Use all the information available to you like the High Priestess would. The Tower for your health, physical health, probably looks a lot worse than the card actually is. I mean, it can mean like your nerves are shot. Do you feel like that's happening with you? I mean, that makes sense with the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. Just feeling like overwhelmed, fearful, anxious, too much on your plate, nervous, panicky. Yeah, your nerves may be shot, and it's really critical to like slow down, like the other card said, like stop and like pay attention to what you're doing, like and what you have going on in your life. It's like calm down and like try to steady yourself. Exercise can help with this. Maybe something that is calming, like a yoga or stretching, something that involves meditation maybe. definitely be careful with like drugs and alcohol right now. If you use any, they could cause some sort of situation, problem. And spirituality with the King of Swords in reverse. So here you need to think really like logically and maybe even critically too about some like either someone and or some sort of like spiritual information coming your way right now. It's possible that some sort of spiritual leader or something is like twisting information for their own benefit or for the benefit of their own organization, and it's likely a he. If this is a he, a male, or a woman with very, very strong masculine energy. So again, this is about trusting your instincts, again, High Priestess, and your intuition. And if something doesn't resonate with you, and like some man is trying to push, or again, like this masculine, forceful woman is trying to like force information down your throat, or a way of thinking, a way of behaving, some sort of ideology, a belief system, I don't know, something that doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't matter like who they are, who says it, or why. You just don't have to accept it. You know, you can rebuke it, you can reject it, you know, however, out of hand. You don't have to accept everything that even a trusted advisor offers you, particularly right now with this card having shown up. And we'll see now if the other decks have anything to add to these messages. Beginning with these, I'm going to try to do it in front of you. So this was our overall energy. I'm just flipping them around. The card most directly representing you, joining Judgment in reverse. We have Justice. Judgment and Justice. So this could definitely be about a legal situation too. That this should be your focus. And Justice upright. This deck has no reversal, so it is definitely upright. Something good coming about in your favor. Major Arcana card Justice represents the sign of Libra most directly. Scales being balanced in your favor. Doesn't have to be legal, but certainly can be, especially with Judgment also, like a judgment of, divorce, a judgment of something, like a court judgment is very possible here. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Justice rather. It can also be about balance, balancing your energy also. Like I guess when you're juggling and you feel like you got too much going on. So joining the surrounding energy of the Two of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Seven of Cups. Maybe with all those things you're juggling, let's try to think of one or two things on which to focus and put the other stuff down. We don't have time right now, or the energy, the physical energy to deal with so many things. But, one or two things do require our focus right now, our full attention. And those things could be, goals, dreams, projects, it could be any number of things, up to you. Joining the work and finance position. This one, it was in reverse, but again, there are no reversals in this deck. It is the Ace of Cups. So some sort of new beginning, maybe after the boss watches you, or this person in a position to elevate you, or, to put in a good word for you, whether they're a customer or whatever it is, that could lead to some sort of, new start, success, abundance, victory, something emotionally fulfilling that makes you happy. Love and relationship. This one too coming in reverse, but again, no reversals. This is the Three of Wands. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So something is on the horizon. And you may even begin to, if you haven't already, see it taking shape, see it taking form, or sense it in some way that it's actually happening, that it's not just a dream, Physical health, joining the Tower. We have the Page of Wands. Outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Page of Wands is potentially an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And there could be somebody, that's supporting you. That's involved. Well, there's fire in the Tower card, and then this is fire also. I'm feeling that the fire is significant. Fire is significant. I just heard excuse me, like putting out the fire. I think this too is talking about all the things you're having to do. It's like you're putting out these fires all over the place. And then I guess there will be an opportunity for you to instead focus on yourself. Right? The Page of Wands is usually about news of some sort of opportunity for you. And it may involve an actual person, not necessarily a direct fire sign, but that's very possible too. As a court card, they often represent people in our lives. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And joining the King of Swords in reverse for your spiritual health, we do have the Seven of Pentacles, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, and unnecessary worry. Some sort of spiritual belief, again, system or following that if you're listening to somebody, whatever, that may stop. But you shouldn't feel like your growth is going to be stopped. As a matter of fact, that the rejection or whatever it is that you may decide not to listen to or not to follow with it, just making that decision of what it is you're going to follow and not follow, and discerning things for yourself is about growth. So you'll see the rewards in that or with that. Rather than allowing somebody to, and not to say that this is, how you are, but just letting somebody put things upon you and you just taking it and, behaving accordingly. This is you putting your foot down, making a decision for yourself, and just doing that, or automatically leads to this growth for you. I hope that makes sense. So from the life purpose cards, joining justice and judgment, we do have freedom. So this, again, could definitely be attached to the divorce, just sort of, you get that judgment and you both are free, you both are released. You're free to do what you choose after that. Surrounding energy, we do have crystals. Your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. Maybe where you're feeling, again, overwhelmed, there's a crystal that you want to work with. I have some that I put under my bed, or under my pillow. At one time, one time I was feeling this really just, I don't even know how to describe it, just unwell, shitty. I was feeling shitty. And I put a piece of raw obsidian under my pillow. I woke up so sweaty, as if I had had a fever and all that. But after that, I just felt like it was all out of me. I released all those toxins. Sometimes I'll sleep on top of carnelian. I've slept on top of quartz, So whatever's, I have books on this too, and you may as well have access to some of these things. Books or other materials or whatever that can tell you this, stones that are specifically for different things. So I'm sure there's a stone for feeling overwhelmed. In fact, I could probably look it up. But if you're, that you may have a favorite stone that you want to use, or something that can help you healing energy with getting over that feeling of just, you're constantly juggling nonstop. Because again, that can lead to your nerves being shot. Work and finance, we have healer. So with the Ace of Cups, again, a new opportunity. It can also be about spirituality, spiritual growth. This could be work in some sort of, again, creative outlet, something that is healing to people. I mean, cook, even creative things can be, we might not think of it as healing, but they definitely can be. Art is healing, cooking can be healing and therapeutic, sewing, knitting, crocheting, drawing, singing, dancing, again, all those things that involve creativity. So this could definitely be tied to one of those. It could be a way of making money for you. Like the other spread showed, that's something that you enjoy doing, that you're good at, something that's a creative outlet for you, could be possibly parlayed into some sort of money-making situation. You have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others, is what the card says. Love and relationship. We got career change. And that might seem weird, like, well, this card belongs in this placement, and maybe this one belongs in this placement. But I've gotten this card for, like, relationship before, or, at least I made it, I interpreted it, I intuitively read it like relationship. What sometimes some women will call their boyfriend, their husband, their man, whatever you want to call it, like their boss. And not that we have to put them in that kind of position, but like it's just like a term of endearment. It's sometimes changing jobs, a career change, can come up for me like that, like being connected to our mate, our partner, our relationship, and embarking upon something new, in that relationship that brings you the joy and abundance that you desire and deserve. Physical health, joining the Page of Wands and the Tower, we have speaker. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. This may be about you speaking up for yourself, letting, a health practitioner know what's going on or know what symptoms you've been experiencing so that you can get to the bottom, or even talking, maybe like emotionally, mentally, talking to somebody, like therapy, can also be what this is about in terms of your health. But, getting something out. It could even be with your surrounding people, with your friends, with your family, speaking up for yourself, releasing it, saying, okay, stop giving me all this stuff to do. Stop putting all this stuff on my plate. I can, just speaking up for yourself or speaking out in that sense can be what it is too. It's lightening your load, your burden. And last but not least, we have animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are part of your life's work. I like this card showing up in the placement of spirituality because, again, I talked about this the other day, actually, in my weekly reading, that, each animal, even like the gross insects and stuff, cockroaches and flies and things, they have spiritual meaning. And so definitely pay attention to things like that. Birds landing on your, stoop, or ladybug. I live in an apartment building in Manhattan, so like just not a place that's very green, and not on even like the first floor or anything. I live, up in the building, and there was a ladybug in my living room one day. It was the strangest thing to me. But something like that, definitely, it stood out to me. I took note of it. And of course, ladybugs have a meaning. Keep your eye open for things like that too. Because again, all these things have meanings. And that's what we have for you. I hope that you find it helpful. I hope that you enjoy it. And, if there are any questions or anything, let me know. It's been my pleasure reading for you. Namaste.